an acceptable man in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help thee. Order thy way aright, and trust in him. Ye that fear the Lord, wait for his mercy, and go not aside lest ye fall. Ye that fear the Lord, believe him, and your reward shall not fail. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy.
Oh, as a spirit, because the brother read in, was that Psalms 139, where King David said, lead me to everlasting. Well, that paraphrases Sirach, the first chapter, right? Or second chapter?
Second chapter, verse 9.
And where you also see the word everlasting.
Yeah. Ye that fear the Lord, hope for good, and for everlasting joy and mercy. Look at the generations of old and see.
It says, look at the generations of old. I want to bring out real quick Deuteronomy 32. Deuteronomy 32 and should be like around 7, where it says, look at the generations of old.
Want me to keep going?
Yep.
Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded? Or did any abide in his fear, or was forsaken? Of whom did he ever despise that call upon him?
And that's the spirit, because you can read, want to bring out the prayer of Azariah, because during the time of the Babylonian king Nebuchadnezzar, okay, you had three Israelites from the southern kingdom, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Okay, that's an example of men of the Lord that had faith and never got confounded, because they called upon Yahweh Shema Shai when that Babylonian king had him in that fiery furnace.
Bring it out,
the furnace of adversity.
The song of the three holy children.
Yep, that's the one.
And also, you also can't
not
forget.
A hair on their head sin.
You also forget about. You also remember about Daniel when Daniel was locked up with the hungry lions.
Oh,
come on, man.
He was praying, and then the meats and the purge were trying to set him up.
Talk about it.
And then the king came over here, and then he woke up running like, oh crap. Daniel. He said, hey man, the Lord stopped their jaws. And once they put those
couldn't
guys,
bite me.
Once they put those guys in, bam, the lions
shreds.
were like straighting it up.
Man,
they were hungry.
Talk about it, dog.
They were hungry, man. I think there's a precept on that too that talks about it. And then also about how Enoch, he walked upright with the Most High, and he was the only one that was lifted up.
Not the only one, but he was one. He was one of them.
Sirach 44.
Yeah,
Sirach 44.
I think it talks about it also in the book of Maccabees when the father dies and he's telling to his son.
Oh, second Maccabees 7.
Yeah.
I'll bring it out right now.
All right, so which one do you want me to come out for the songs of the three holy children?
You said Sirach 44?
Where it says that we were in the fiery furnace. Yeah, Sirach. Which one, bro? Again?
The one where Enoch got
Sirach 44 and 1. The water. Where it says, let us now praise famous man. And when you go into the list, the first one that comes out is Enoch. Where it was translated.
If you want to bring it out right now.
Yeah, I want to bring that one out first.
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
We can start at right here, 27. You can start like at 25.
This is the book of the Song of the Three Holy Children, chapter 1, verse 27.
Yep.
And made the midst of the furnace as it has been a moist whistling wind, so that the fire touched them not at all, neither hurt nor troubled them. Then the three, as out of one mouth, praised glory and blessed God in the furnace, saying, Blessed art thou, O Lord God of our fathers.
So even though they were through that furnace of adversity, bro, they were still praising the Heavenly Father with joyfulness of heart. Go ahead.
O Lord God of our fathers, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. And blessed is thy glorious and holy name, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. Blessed art thou in the temple of thy holy glory, and to be praised and glorified above all forever. Blessed art thou that beholdest the depths and sittest upon the cherubims, and to be praised and exalted above all forever. Blessed art thou on the glorious throne of thy kingdom, and to be praised and glorified above all forever. Blessed art thou in the firmament of heaven, and above all to be praised and glorified forever. Of all ye works of the Lord, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever. O ye heavens, bless ye the Lord. Praise and exalt him above all forever.
So that whole chapter goes into the prayer of Azariah, the three holy children.
And I think also in the book of Psalms, he's talking about bless you trees, bless the Lord. He's also exalting and being gracious against the Lord. I think.
You can also get Daniel 3 and 12, bro, to get the whole concept of Sirach. You got that, bro? Because the brother mentioned Enoch. That's in Sirach 44.
3 and 12, you said?
Yeah, 3 and 12.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 44 from the top.
Yep.
Let us now praise famous men and our fathers that begot us.
Yeah, that word famous, that's where you get the whole concept of Genesis, the man of renown. Go into that word
Con.
renown, that's where you get the word famous.
Con.
And not, famous people of the world, like celebrities, Drake, Jay-Z, Rihanna. These are not famous people, okay? The real famous men of renown are the prophets. Go ahead, bro.
Con. The Lord has wrought great glory by them through his great power from the beginning.
From the beginning, during the time of Genesis. Go ahead.
Such as did bear rule in their kingdom. Men renowned for their power.
It says men what, bro?
Men renowned for thy power.
For their power. We want to get Jeremiah, bro, real quick. Jeremiah 1 and 10, because the Lord ultimately gave us power to subdue kingdoms. Okay, like Yahweh Shai told Jeremiah, I have gave you power to root up and pull down kingdoms. Go ahead. Jeremiah 1, you can start at 9.
You want me to get more of that?
Yeah, go ahead, Akil.
Come. Giving counsel by their understanding and declaring prophecies.
Yep. Go ahead. And it says declaring, start at 10. It says declaring what, bro?
And declaring prophecies.
And aren't we declaring prophecies? So, hey, Lord's will, we are those men back in the reincarnation, declaring the prophecies of Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai to the heathen. Go ahead.
Come. Leaders of the people by their
It says leaders of their people, so we're examples of the leaders of the nation of Israel. Go ahead.
Con. Leaders by their people, by the councils, and by their knowledge of learning meet for the people.
And that goes back to the law in the book of Exodus, I think that's 18, where Moses, he set up 70 men.
Oh, yeah.
And that's where you get the whole, when you read the history of John the 3rd chapter, you had Yahweh Shai having a dialogue with Nicodemus, which Nicodemus goes into, he was part of the sect of the Sanhedrin, which goes back to the 70 men, the council of councils, which was the top Israelite dogs, bro, like the top brothers. Okay, bro?
Yeah, I got it right here to put it up.
Yep.
This is the book of Exodus, chapter 18, verse 25. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel, and made them heads over people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50s, and rulers of 10s.
Yep.
And they judged the people at all seasons. The hard cause they brought unto Moses, but every small matter they judged themselves.
Yeah, that's the back of the brother in Sirach. I want to read that one more time, bro. Sirach 44, where it goes into the leaders of the people.
Con.
Just to paraphrase the law.
This is the book of Sirach, 44 and verse 4.
Yep.
Leaders of the people by their counsels and by their knowledge of learning meet for the people, wise and eloquent in their instruction.
And we gotta be wise and eloquent in our instructions. The word eloquent goes into being studious, being a scholar. So part of being a scholar, bro, we gotta come out and show our people who they are.
Con.
Go ahead, bro.
Such as found out musical tunes.
It says such as found musical tunes, because in reality, bro, the Holy Scriptures is actually the album. It's a song. the lyrics, every chapter is a whole different, album.
Yeah, and the funny part is that
Precept
like
we
we were,
get A, B, and C.
like last time we were talking about that, if people can memorize lyrics from rappers, you could memorize this. There's times that I'm talking to someone and I just bounce up precept. And I'm like, hey man, be swift to listen, slow to speak, slow to rap. And they're like, that's a good one. And I'm like, oh, probably.
It sounds like a novel.
Yeah. Like I didn't even say the book, or the chapter or the verse. They just came out naturally.
Kind wisdom.
Yeah, and it was just like, and now there's times that I'm like that. Hey, be swift to listen, slow to speak, and slow to write. Okay, cool.
As Elam?
Huh?
As Elam or
I kind of like Elam.
as Elam, right?
Elam.
Man, that sucker is my color. Darker than me.
Yeah.
So, which one?
Everybody ain't black and brown.
You
You know what I mean?
You also got Elam with probably their sisters. They look like freaking Northern Kingdom, even.
You want me to bring?
You never know, man.
Daniel 3, but let's finish this one and let's say right 44 real quick.
Con.
Just to back up the brother, because he mentioned about Enoch, about him being translated. Go ahead.
Sirach 44 and verse 5.
Yep.
Such as found out musical tunes and what that is?
See?
Rejected? Yeah.
It says musical tunes.
And rejected, right?
We have a verse
Right there.
Verse
And
5?
rejected, yeah.
and recited or recitation.
and recited verses in writing. Rich men furnished with ability, living peaceably in their habitations.
Let me back you up right there, real quick. It says a man that were eloquent in speech and music. When you go into the history of King David, one of his favorite instruments was the harp.
The harp, man.
And that harp was symbolic to a instrument that was used to pretty much cast out spirits, evil spirits.
Yeah, he did that for Saul when
peace,
Saul started getting when the Most High put an evil spirit, and then David started playing the harp, and that spirit went off from him.
So just like that harp is symbolic to the Holy Scriptures, because we're using that spiritual harp to cast out the demons from our people, man. Go ahead, Akia.
Verse 7. All these were honored in their generation and were the glory of their times.
Hey,
that's powerful.
You're an Israelite, Mika. Tribe of Issachar. Remember that?
That's right. And were the glory of their times.
Hey, it says the glory of their time. So our forefathers had their time. Isaiah had his time. Daniel had his time. Jeremiah had his time. And now it's our time, okay, the time of the modern day, okay, ancient prophets back in the reincarnation, because ultimately we are our forefathers coming back, bro. The scriptures speak about there's nothing new under the sun. Okay, also a quote in the world where they say history repeats itself.
Yeah, you can see it's happening right now. Right now I'm reading a book called Hard Times Create Strong Man, and it's from a poem. It's talking about how a strong man create good times create weak man create strong days, and then strong days create hard man again. This is modern Egypt again, and it's like how they says, give them circus and bread and they will never revolt. And this is what's going on right now with modern Rome, you know.
That's a fact. What they did, they give us fucking a little Salakia for my language. They give me a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
And a little bit of money, man. I'm alright, right?
Like right
LeBron
now,
James, man. Give me a little bit of money, a little bit of fun.
Sports like basketball, boxing, football, all that. Those are the modern gladiators.
That's
even
fun.
though they're not fighting to die, they still get hurt when they're playing the sport. You know, basketball. I seen a brother jump and boom, his freaking shin split up. I don't know who it was, but I saw that. It was nasty. There's people that freaking die in boxing.
Yeah.
You know, MMA people or MMA people get hurt.
End up getting paralyzed in boxing.
Football, they get concussions. You know, they get brain damage, all that. So that's the modern gladiator. Just back then, how it used to be in the early days of Rome, and it talks about how back then they were more of a stoic people. And that was the Stoicism, and that was during the reign of also Marcus Aurelius. Marcus Aurelius was a Roman Empire, and during that time he had to be stoic. Yes, it's good to feel your emotions, but don't let that control it. Yeah, don't let it affect you. And then there's another Roman named Epicurus, and he's talking about now how it is. Your pleasure, feeling good, you know, and you can see that right now happening in America, how everybody, you can't speak the truth because their feelings get hurt. Well, hey man, forget your feelings. This is straight out facts and history. Who cares about your feelings, man?
It is what it is, man.
Like, you can't get mad at us. The truth will always hurt.
It will prevail.
It will always hurt, and it will always prevail. The more you lie, the more people believe in that lie. And when people speak the truth, now they get mad about it. You can't get mad about it. It's the goddamn truth.
That's how you know it's somewhat on the right way. You somewhere on the right path, man. Telling the truth, man. It might hurt, man. You know, to some ears it sounds good. To some ears, you know, they want to kill you for it.
Yeah, but that's why in the book of Proverbs it says, hey, don't rebuke a foolish man because he's going to hate you. But rebuke a wise man, he's going to listen. And he will increase in his knowledge. You know? Open rebuke is better than secret love.
I want to back you up on the whole concept of the Stoics, because the Stoics actually come out in the book of Acts. And when you go into that word Stoic, it goes into the men that sat on the porch. And those men that sat on the porch, like you mentioned, Marcus Aurelius, they were men of philosophy. Which, when you go into that word philosophy, means the love of wisdom. And examples of, you had Marcus Aurelius, which I think he was the one that quoted, he that speaks the truth is the most hated.
No, I think it was Pluto, Plato. He's a philosopher.
But all those philosophers that the brother mentioned, like Seneca, even Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, they're all Israelites, man.
Socrates.
Socrates,
Socrates.
yeah, which they'll go back to Jake. When you go into the book of Acts, there's a dispute between Apostle Paul and the Stoics. I think that's in Acts. I'm about to look for it right now, but that's a very that's a beautiful topic.
And there's also like history. They're showing how there was a Roman Empire who was a Jake too.
Yeah. Hey, well, where did Alexander the Great learn his wisdom from? He learned from a philosopher, from a Stoic. I forgot his name, but I think it was Marcus Aurelius, bro.
And also there's a TV show on freaking Netflix called Troy, the Fallen City, and it shows that Achilles is a brother. And when people saw that, they were mad. But then again, we're better than y'all. How can you get mad at us?
Yeah.
You know, he can't get mad at us. That's why we are the ones that make you guys get better. That's why you guys come to our people to find our knowledge of how to fight. Also how to speak, how to dress.
That's a beautiful precept right there.
Which
I think it's 45 and 7.
45 and 7?
Yeah, it says everlasting covenant.
We'll bring that one out, but we'll bring out the one with Enoch first, just to back up the brother, because he brought out Enoch, so I just want to
Kind
turn the topic out.
Where we at with
It
that?
also comes
We on
out.
7,
It's
right?
at right 44 and 7.
That's what comes out in Genesis too.
You want to get Acts 17, 18 right now?
This
Yeah, hold him, Salaki. Go ahead, I'll
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 44 and verse 7.
Yep.
All these were honored in their generations, and were glory and Salakia, and were the glory of their times. There be of them that have left a name behind them, that their praises might be reported.
Yeah, and that's the spirit, because in prophecy, I think it was Elisha that hit the 120 prophets. Well, those are the men that are going to be renowned in these last days, because they're back, again, like I mentioned again, in the reincarnation, to receive their glory. Go ahead, Akim.
Every 3 to 4 generations.
I think
Which a
even
generation is 30 years.
Oh, yeah, that's facts. A generation, which that's where you get the word seed, is between 30 and 33 years.
Yeah,
right?
kind.
Even Yahweh Shai speaks about it with his disciples when they're like, oh, who's supposed to come? Elijah. And they're like, well, they didn't believe Elijah. He came first. He was John the Baptist. Reincarnation right there. You want to bring that one out to back that up?
Yeah, let me get that.
Okay, so you want me to bring this one back?
I want to finish with Enoch.
Okay,
Go ahead, Akim.
Khan,
You want to speak on it too, because you mentioned Enoch.
verse 9. And some there be which have no moral, who are perished as though they had never been, and are become as though they had never been born, and their children after them. But these were merciful men, whose righteousness has not been forgotten.
So now for the persons that are righteous, their acts are not forgotten. It's a reminder to remind us Israelites who we are and how they went through tribulations and also went through adversity, and they believe still in the Most High, and He still came through and saved them. But the people that were wicked, they're not remembered. I mean, we remember them because of history, what we read. But other people won't remember, because right now our people don't even, like right now Thanksgiving.
They're not thinking about.
They're not thinking about our forefathers being slaughtered by Esau, by the pilgrims, by all those the original wetbacks who came from Europe to over here to America. they're the original wetbacks, because they came from a boat from the other side of the world to over here. They're the original wetbacks, man. All right. Europeans are the original wetbacks. So when someone calls you wetback, you're like, nah, man, your ancestors are the original wetbacks. You guys came in the Mayflower ship and all that.
And the great Natchez and the Jesus boat.
The Caesar Borgia.
But keep going on.
Verse 11. With their seed shall continually remain a good inheritance, and their children are within the covenant.
So we're going to get a good inheritance, our seed, because what their father's teaching them, by teaching them the law, statute, and commandments, and teaching them about Yahweh and Yahweh Shai. That's why they will get a good inheritance also. Keep going.
Their seed stands fast, and their children for their sakes. Their seed shall remain forever, and their glory shall not be blotted out.
So just like there's another precept, if you see the Son, you see the Father. Even Yahweh Shai speaks on that when he told his disciple, if you see me, you have seen the Father. Just like how he has seen, if his disciples saw Yahweh Shai, they have seen the Father. Just how Yahushua was a stern man with wisdom. He was compassionate. That's the same way his Father is. That's why he also says, me and my Father are one. So, in one accord. Keep going.
Con. Verse 14. Their bodies are buried in peace, but their name liveth forevermore.
So, even though we may be gone, our name lives forever. We will still be called by our name. Just like right now, we still remember all the righteous acts the prophets and our forefathers did, which is in the Bible.
Con.
And also what Yahushua did too. So we could have the same spirit Yahushua. Well, speak on that. Keep reading now.
Con. The people will tell of their wisdom, and the congregation will show forth their praise. Enoch pleased the Lord.
Enoch pleased the Lord. And if you bring it up in the book of Genesis, it talks about how he pleased him because he walked with Yahweh. He followed the law, statute, and commandments.
Con. And was translated by being an example of repentance to all generations. Noah was found perfect and righteous.
Noah was found perfect and righteous. He was the only one who got saved from the flood with his 3 kids, with his 3 sons, which was Ham, Japheth, and Shem, and with his 3 wives, and of course Noah's wife. Going on.
So real quick, bro.
The word translated is he went up with the chart.
Oh no, but I was talking about Noah.
Con. All right.
Yeah, real quick, because the brother brought out Enoch. He's an example of repentance unto all generations. You can read the account in Jude, the 1st chapter, because even Enoch, he had the testimony. When you go into that word testimony, it goes into the spirit of prophecy. So just like Enoch had the spirit of prophecy, we have that same testimony to condemn Esau, Edom.
Con.
And then real quick, where it says Noah. Now that word Noah means comfort, and Noah had the comfort, which is the Holy Spirit. And we're coming in the same spirit, the spirit of Noah, the spirit of Enoch, the spirit of all our forefathers back here in modern day, major captivity.
Kind of a little bit of Nehemiah. Just a little bit of Nehemiah.
A little bit, yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that from all the prophets, man.
Little bit of
God.
season of here and there, man.
Little
But
bit
that's
of
why there's that precept. Line by line, precept here, precept there. So, little bit of here from
I
this
just
book.
got a shirt. I just got a shirt with that on it. With the Isaiah, what it is?
28.
28 and 17
When
or
it talks
28.
precept upon precept,
Oh,
line
I
by line,
like
here a little, there a little.
God, I just got that T-shirt. You want me to go on this?
One more, bro. Let's see what was the next one.
God, no. Verse 17. Noah was found perfect and righteous in the time of wrath. He was taken in exchange for the world. Therefore, he was left as a remnant unto the earth when the flood came.
Want to get Isaiah 10 and like the last 3 verses where it says the remnants shall be saved.
Con, you want him to get that or me?
Get it up on the shot.
Con. Chapter 10.
Yeah, it should be in 10.
Oh, I already got it right here. I got it.
Con.
With the remnant, the water.
Okay.
You got something else, bro? Bring it out.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter
I got a
10,
lesson whenever,
verse 20.
Con.
And it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel, and such as escaped of the house of Jacob,
Yeah, we get that word remnant, goes into the leftovers. Okay, the ones that are left to get delivered. Go ahead.
shall
Con.
no more again stay upon him that smote them,
Yeah, like Esau. Esau's the one that's smiting us still to this day. Go ahead.
but shall stay upon the Lord, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. The remnant shall return, even the remnant of Jacob, unto the mighty God.
Con.
For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant of them shall return. The consumption decreed shall overflow with righteousness.
Yeah,
And
what
I
that
said
is,
there also Zechariah when the 2/3.
what that is when they talk about we're gonna be reborn in the kingdom. That's in Revelation, huh? It just said it right there. It said one part, right? One part of Israel is what it said? No. What it said right there in that precept? What precept was that?
Isaiah 20.
Isaiah 10, verse 22. For though thy people Israel be as the sand of the sea, yet a remnant
Right
of
there.
them shall return.
Right there, a remnant of them shall return. That's gonna be the kingdom.
Yep.
You know, that's gonna be the kingdom right there, man. You know that them people gonna get progenerated, right back into this world, man.
And the spirit too, because I think that's the numbers where it says a little one of you shall have 1,000,
Man,
and 1,000 will have a whole nation. That's where you get reincarnation, man. Because the Lord promised Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that He was gonna give them an everlasting seed that will never be destroyed.
I got another
That's
one
right.
here. This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 10, verse 6. And I will strengthen the house of Judah, and I will save the house of Joseph, and I will bring them again to place them. For I will have mercy upon them, and they shall be as though I have not cast them off. For I am the Lord their God, and will hear them.
Yeah, just to back up the brother, going into Isaiah 20, that remnant, okay, goes into those who are going to receive the kingdom, and then produce more Jakes, through concubines, various wives.
That's the reason why the Most High Salak. That's the reason why the Most High give Abraham so many wives. You know, Sarah was like, "Hey, look, man, I've been barren for a long time, man. We old now. Go ahead into Hagar, and let's have a seed. You feel what I'm saying? And that's how we get Ishmael, right? And then he blessed Sarah, right? But Sarah was the love, Hagar wasn't nothing to Abraham. He just did what his wife. Asked him. He didn't even want the chick. You feel what I'm saying? Well, I don't know for sure, but she was like, "Hey, man, just here." Lay with her and give me a seat.
Take my hand, man, get it, and from her I'll have a baby.
You think he loves Sarah, man? You think he wanted to go into her? Man, I did that for you. He said, "Do as you will, man."
And the thing was that too is that she's the one who told him. He literally came up to her, "Hey, let me go inside your handmaid." She's like, "Hey, take my handmaid. Hey, I could have a child with her."
And then later,
makes the dream work.
Then later on, she hating Hagar. Woman, you gave me to him.
Well, you gotta remember too. Back then, the women were in order, and their job, they didn't even care of how many wives you had, as long as you gave them a seat. That's how what's it, Samuel or Samson's mom.
Yeah,
she was like, even her man was like, "Hey, I love you more than all these wives. Like, why are you even tripping?"
Yeah,
she was crying because she wanted a baby. Like, "Hey, yo, like."
You must not, because he ain't give me a kid. Yeah, I got nothing to do with that, baby girl. Talk to the Most High.
She was praying to God about it. Like, "Hey, like, let me get a baby." Like, they didn't care about nothing else besides carrying the man's seed. And
that's like
beautiful thing, man.
Salak. That's like Rachel, man. Rachel was getting furious, man. She was like, "God dang, man, he's having baby here. Lord, you ain't give me a baby yet, man. What's up?"
It's like
and straight went on the Lord's neck, went on Yahweh's neck, man. Yahweh shot like, "Hey, man, what's up? You know what I mean? What's up with me?"
What's going on with my seed?
And sure enough, man, we get a Benjamite, man.
It's like they were having content. Like, "Hey, she has 3, I gotta have 4. Hey, she has 5, I gotta have 10.
Like, why you love Leah so much?
And then both of them were giving their handmaids to Jacob too. So it's like, damn.
And Jacob had 4 wives. That's where you get the whole concept of the 12 tribes of Israel. Also, another example to back you up is in 1 Samuel, Hannah and Peninnah.
Hannah and Peninnah.
Yeah, you want to bring it out real quick?
Nah, I don't know about that one. I know about Hannah though.
It's in 1 Samuel because Hannah couldn't have babies. She wasn't able to bear it. But Peninnah was the one that was.
You know what chapter?
First Samuel. Yeah, you start at 1 Samuel, the first chapter, and that's where you get the whole prayer. Matter of fact, Hannah, she sent a prayer to the Heavenly Father. She says, "The Lord kill it and take it away. He raised it up and bring it down." That's a prayer of a woman. For 1 Samuel 1, bro. Watch, I'll bring it out. Start at 1. Yep. Yeah, that one too. Yep.
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 1 from the top. Now there was a certain man of Ramatham, Zophim of the mountain of Ephraim, and his name was Elkanah.
Elkanah, which he goes back to the tribe of Benjamin. He's a Benjamite, who today will be so-called Jamaicans, people from Bahamas and the Caribbean islands. Go ahead, Akia.
And Salakia. The son of Jeroham, the son of Elihu, the son of Tuho, the son of Zuph, and Ephraimite, and he had 2 wives.
So that's another example that tells you in the scriptures you're able to have more than one wife. He had 2 wives.
Khan.
Go ahead.
And he had 2 wives. The name of one was Hannah.
Hannah, go ahead.
And the name of the other was Peninnah.
Go ahead.
And Peninnah had children, but Hannah had no children.
Yeah, meaning she couldn't bear. Her womb, which goes into the word matrix, it was closed. Go ahead.
God. And this man went up out of his city yearly to worship and to sacrifice unto Yahweh.
Yep.
Unto Yahweh in Shiloh. And 2 sons, Eli and Hophni, and Phinehas,
Yep.
the priest of Yahweh, were there. And when the time was that Elkanah offered, he gave unto Peninnah his wife, and to all her sons, and her daughter's portion.
Yep.
But unto Hannah he gave a worthy portion, for he loved Hannah.
Gave her more.
But Yahweh had shut up her womb, and her adversity also provoked her sore.
Yeah, and her adversary, the adversary is Peninnah.
Salah.
And the whole that precept for that is in Sirach, where it says, Sirach says that he hates a woman being jealous of another woman. That's in Samuel. Peninnah versus Hannah, because back in the ancient world, bro, like when you would have a man of the Lord that would have 2 wives, they're supposed to work as a team. A teammate, you're not supposed to go against each other. Go ahead, Akia.
And it's like Salah. It's like at the same time, like, man, we supposed to be building this thing together, man. If y'all are jealous of one another, we can't build nothing, because both of y'all trying to tear down. If y'all trying to tear down each other, I can't build you guys up to what I need you guys to be. You know? So as a team, we work together, and ain't no I, right? There's a me, though. There's a me somewhere in there. M and an E. But, you know, there's not an I, god dang it.
A lot for that. But there was a video of an Eve talking about how right now there's a lot of men, they're dying, they're going to jail, or they're becoming gay. And it's like, hey, bro, your man is my man. It's our man now.
Yeah,
so now you're seeing that it's coming up again. That a lot of men are opting out of marriage. They don't want to be with a woman or nothing like that, because they're seeing how the government is screwing them over too. That's why they don't want to have marriage. But if there's 2 women that work with one man, that's even better, man.
Even 3 to 4. You know, even 3 to 4, man. As long as we can have a ruly house, you know, that's what the main thing is.
And
and
that one they were talking about.
Yeah.
nation building, goddammit. Nation building. That's what it's about.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, it's chapter 26, verse 6. So if you go to that verse.
Want to read that one first, bro?
Yeah, read it
Want
again.
to bring that one out?
Well, let him read that one, then I'll bring this one out.
Which one you want?
The
5?
adversary? And her adversary?
This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 1 and verse 6. And her adversary also provoked her sore.
Yeah, because Peninnah was...
She was talking smack. Look at all these kids.
Yeah.
So here
she
we
was
go.
even murmuring when you go to the history. She was murmuring.
That gossip spirit.
Yeah, that gossip spirit. Yeah.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, it's chapter 26, verse 6. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman.
There you go. That's the whole example.
Hey, come back with that one again.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, it's chapter 26, verse 6. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman.
That'll even make the man grievous and of sorrow, man.
And a scourge of the tongue which communicated with all.
Yeah. Hey, that also goes, bro, because you brought out the example of teamwork. And teamwork, like Yahweh said, if a kingdom goes against a kingdom, how can the kingdom stand? How can it stand? And also that woman, spiritually speaking, bro, that goes into because Yahweh said that I have likened the daughter of Israelite to comely woman.
Yeah,
Now that woman is symbolic to both Judah and Ephraim. It tells you that in the book of Isaiah that Judah shall not vex Ephraim, and Ephraim shall not vex Judah, because they have to be as teamwork. That goes into Acts 9:11, the tabernacle of David being risen up. So you got to have that woman to work as a team with each other to build the kingdom. So that's the spiritual aspect of 1 Samuel and the one in Sirach.
And this another one right here too, to go with what you just said about the beautiful woman. You know, the Ephraimite and the Judite, right? Which is Israel and Jews, right? This is the book of Sirach, chapter 45 and verse 7. an everlasting covenant he made with him, and gave him the priesthood among the people. He beautified him with comely ornaments, and clothed him with a robe of glory. So just to let you know, man, like right here is saying comely ornaments, but you know, we even could wear our women around our neck. You know, they hold on to us, they come with us, man. But you know, needless to say, man, the Most High blessed us with our women and children, man.
Yeah, I got one here that goes with that one. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 25, verse 1. And 3 things I was beautified and stood up beautiful both before God and man. The unity of brethren.
And sistering.
The love of neighbors. A man and a wife that agree together. If they agree together, they can stand up. But if they disagree, it's just like the brother said, the kingdom cannot stand.
It's no peace in the household, man. Then that's when you go to a brawling woman. You know, you go to a clamorous woman. Man, how can you live like that, man? My woman give me a little bit of attitude, and I'm like, God damn, man, what Salakia, Israel, man. I'm like, God damn, man, you know, I want, cause you know, as men, we want to fix it, right? But sometimes there's nothing to fix. You know, there's nothing to goddamn fix. And you going crazy, like, what did I do? What did I do? It's not, you ain't do nothing. It's just another emotion that came past.
She being like the dragon in the house, because it's Iraq. It says, I'd rather dwell with the dragon and the lion than the wicked woman.
Yeah. Here's one. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 25, verse 8. Well is him that dwell with a wife of understanding.
Man, cause y'all about to bounce precepts off of one another, and she gonna hit you up like, hey, look, I got one for you. And she could be on some sly stuff too. Yeah, I got one for you. See? Look, this is how a man's supposed to be in his house. And then you heard me? You're not doing that right now. You know, and then you could come back and be like, yeah, well, you're not doing this. Check this out. You heard me? All right, well, look, what the last thing you taught my kid? You heard me? All right, well, you're supposed to be teaching. You feel what I'm saying? So a woman of understanding, that's a beautiful precept, because now y'all can bounce off of one another. We can feed each other.
You also go to Proverbs chapter 31, verse 10. Who can find a virtuous woman? For her price is far above rubies.
Way far above
the heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil at all the days of her life. She seeketh wool and flax and work willingly with her hands. She's like the merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her household, and a portion to her maids. She considered a field and buy it. With the fruit of her hand, she planted a vineyard.
Hey, look, Salakia, she was just sitting there stashing, homie. It just was talking about she's a merch, right? She's like the merchants that sell a ship of merch, right? So she's sitting here, she putting clothes together, making tassels. You heard me? And then giving it to you to go sell. You heard me? You sell, bring it back, and she just storing little chips, right? She just got a little piggy bank. She's storing little chips. And she like, Daddy, I'm about to go get a field. Like, how you about to go get a field? I've been stashing chips, Daddy. We gonna go get this one right here. You heard me?
And the beautiful thing
that's beautiful.
She riseth also while it yet night. At night, still working.
Oh man,
she's not
either studying, just mopping something right quick.
Real quick.
You know what I mean? Let me get the counter right quick so when he wake up, he ain't tripping.
She bridled her loins with strain and straining her arms. She perceived that her merchandise is good. Her candle goeth not out by night.
She's still in the spirit.
Her candle. So in other words, she stay in the spirit. She don't go out at night. She's at home. She's not going out at night.
She's not for the streets, just for the home.
She laid her hand to the spittle, and her hands hold the distaff.
You know what that is, right? She's just spinning and turning and making clothing. The spittle.
Sewing?
Yeah,
she stretched out her hand to the poor, yea, she reached for her hand to the needy. She's not afraid.
Giving sandwiches, man, charity.
She is not. No, don't worry. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She's taking care of the kids, man, and her man. Making sure
we got silk on.
You know what I'm saying? She making herself covering of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Still with that best. Flossy, man.
Purple is a very rare color. It's also a color of royalty.
That's
So even-
our color.
That's our color. Yep.
Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land.
That's a
Man, that's
prophet.
us, man. We out here.
She
That's
maketh
us, bro.
fine linen and sell it, and deliver it griddles unto the merchant.
Look, and she making gold belts, man. This sucker is she got the little belt made with the leather with the cowhide. You heard me? And then she making her own little stickums on there, right? The own little medallions of gold. You heard me? And then selling the belts too. Like, hey, look, I want 30 shekels for that belt right there, man. They got land that's 30 shekels, man. She's making it happen. Go ahead,
Verse 25. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in the time to come.
She don't talk back. Strength and honor. She don't talk back. She don't need to, because she's doing what she's supposed to do. Strength and go again with that one.
She strength and honor are her clothing,
Yeah,
and
man.
she shall rejoice in time to come.
Come on, strength and honor, man. She don't go out and shake ass on the club in a
Yeah,
club
it
night.
says right here, she shall rejoice in the time to come, just like in Ecclesiastes.
On the
There's
new
a time
moon.
for anything.
Right.
You want to bring that one out, huh?
Ecclesiastes,
On the new moon, we cutting up, we shucking and driving, man. You heard me, but she ain't in the club at night because of strength and honor.
For
one.
a time for war cry.
Time for mourning, time for war.
Ecclesiastes 3.
Yeah, there you go. Four.
Ecclesiastes 3. I'll start at 1 and skip to 4.
Okay.
It says, to everything there is a season
And a time.
and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Salah for that. And it shall, and she shall rejoice in the time to come.
Time.
Salah.
It says Ecclesiastes 3 and 1, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven.
Time.
Skip down to verse 4.
Yeah.
A time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance.
Time.
Want to speak on that one, up?
Yeah, time to mourn, time to dance, man. In this kingdom, there's always something to mourn about, man. So, but it's also a time to dance, man. That's when you get that little bit of wine in you, and you shuck and jive on a new moon, man. It's a time for it, And sometimes you just wake up and the spirit be on you, man. You praise the Most High. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, as long as we stay in the spirit, bro, there's gonna be a time where you just turn on some Hebrew music and you just get it. There's a time for that. But it's also a time to be mad, man. It's gonna say that.
It says, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together.
Time, man.
A time to embrace and a time to
that's-
refrain from embracing.
I mean, Salaki, that right there, man, a time to throw stones and a time to gather them, man. There's a time to cast off burdens, right? A stone is a burden, right?
Yeah.
There's a time to cast off the burden, and sometimes it's a time to take them on, man. You see somebody down and out, you take on that burden with them, man. You don't laugh at them. You know what I'm saying? You break them off some bread, man. You ask them what he need. Maybe they don't even need no bread. They just need a prayer right quick. Maybe they need just like 2 scriptures to get them back in the spirit. But you take on some of them burdens, man, because you got to cast burdens off to be able to take them on.
And even Yahushua, when he was carrying his cross, he had a brother to help him out.
Yeah.
God, let me get the back of that sucker, man.
Talk about it. He had money, they got him, and he helped him out.
That's a sincere G. Verse 6, it says, Ecclesiastes 3 and 6, a time to get and a time to lose.
Sometimes you get, sometimes you lose. You win some, you lose some, but you take your L's good.
And you fight, you get up to fight again, man. Like Pop said.
Fight. You live to fight another day.
Yeah.
I was telling that to one of my students the other day, because he was kind of getting scared. He was kind of scared of getting hit. I'm like, hey man, and why? Like, because I feel I'm scared I'm gonna lose. Hey man, you win some, you lose some. But you live.
But you live to fight another day.
And then the guy next to me, another coach, started laughing like, "It's never from." Like, yup, you already know, man.
It says again, Ecclesiastes 3 and 6, a time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away.
That's beautiful, man.
All right, I'm gonna keep finishing.
Yep.
Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. She opened her
She
mouth.
wear that, man. She wears strength and honor, man. She hold the family on her back. You know how hard it is to deal. Man, my wife be dealing with 2 kids and 2 Judite kids in the damn house, man. We run around. Man, y'all know how Issachar kids is.
Yeah.
Man, suckers run around and cry at all different times. One of them good, then one of them not.
Yeah.
And then you just trying to chase one, and then you got to change another. Man, God,
One
dang,
is
strength
crying,
and
the other
honor.
one's laughing, the other
Man.
one's making the other one cry, and the other one's bullying.
Strength
Hey,
and honor is her clothing, man. Back then, she probably was dealing with 8 kids. You know what I mean?
Man.
Alright, I'm gonna keep going.
Going through it.
Verse 26, Proverbs chapter 31, verse 26. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. So that goes back to Ecclesiasticus 25.
Sirach 25.
Sirach 25 and 8. Woe is him that dwell with a wife of understanding. That's a good one. She opened her mouth with wisdom, and in her tongue is the law of kindness. She looketh well to the ways of her household, and
You know
eateth
what?
not the bread of idleness.
Before you leave, I want you to know, man, I really appreciate you. You feel what I'm saying? That's what she's doing, man. It's in her mouth, man. You know, before you go to work, I want you to know I appreciate everything you do for me, man.
And that's the thing,
You know what I mean?
the woman, and she's wisdom. Now you know why Yahweh calls wisdom her, like she.
Yep.
She is wisdom. Because when we're down, we can just listen to the word of the Most High, who is the woman, and it listens us up. Just like when you're down coming home from a long ass day from work, and then your woman is there, and she's just like,
What
"Hey,
you
baby,
need? You
got
need a
this.
back
You need
rub?
something?
Kind.
You hungry? Are you okay?" It lifts you up. You're
Kind.
like, "Damn, all right, okay, thank you, baby, thank you." You know?
God, that's where them rubies come into play, man. She's way better than rubies, man.
She looked well to the ways of her household, and eated not the bread of idleness.
So she don't go against the husband and say, "Oh, my kids can eat pork when he not here." She she managed them ways, man. You know, she
in
keep
order.
her household.
Yeah.
If you buy it on the Sabbath and you send it through the mail, it's all good. No, man, don't buy it today. Look, buy it tomorrow. The money's still gonna be there. Buy it tomorrow, send it. We accept it with all open arms, man. The water. You feel what I'm saying? But that's what she's doing. She keeping her house in order through that man. That man got to keep his house in order also, man.
Verse 28, her children are